towers, in the background were cooling the water and angels. Up from the towers, some men were blackened, others were...
The settlement of Avonhill and Port Clarence were very much the product of last century's railway age. The railway ran from the Durham coalfield through Avonhill down to Samphire Bats, which was later renamed Port Clarence.
Along with the railway came salt mines, glassworks and an iron forge. These were the area's main industrial activities during the 19th century. The early part of the 20th century saw the arrival of more heavy industry, steel, chemicals and the shipyard nearby. Many people from the Clarences worked in these industries.
But now, after the closure of the shipyard and declining of heavy industry, Port Clarence is seen by many as a bit of a backwater.
It's a place like in the backwoods. Could do with a, revamping or something like that.
Run down, dump. I wouldn't go. You wouldn't get me there in a million years.
Have you heard of Port Clarence, sir?
Yes, certainly. It's a little place stuck on the end of Avonhill, isn't it?
Now I'm alone, just sadly attentive. The shipyard's still there, there's an embassy incentive. I sit and smoke, quietly pensive, by the river the angels.
So, what is it like to live in the Clarences now?
The people love the place. I wouldn't move. They'd have to be forced me out. Like, I don't want to move. All my family's on me, my friends. As I say, my neighbours in Rugby Church, they've been there for years and years. 20-odd years, a lot of them.
How do you find living in Port Clarence? Because you've not always lived here.
I like it. I really like it. The people are friendly. You know everybody. It's a really good community. If someone's in trouble, you'll find that a lot of people will rally around and help, no matter what it is. If I lived anywhere else, I wouldn't let my children wander about. My little girl's 5 and I'm quite happy to let her go into the next street and play with children, whereas if I lived anywhere else, I don't think I would.
You must have enjoyed living here, though, to stay so
I have,
long.
I enjoy it. No, we haven't a care in the world, me. I'm happy. that's the best part of life, being happy, isn't it?
It's great, everybody knows everybody.
They stick together like glue.
Yeah,
they are a good community, good people. Good folk.
In short, this is an area with a thriving community spirit. Very much like a village with everybody knowing each other.
We noticed I put the vinegar on first, so the salt sticks there.
Oh, we get it like that.
The extended family network is common in the Clarences, and many people who were born here are happy to continue living in the area, despite the problems caused by high unemployment after the shipyard closure and scaling down of other industries during the 1970s.
The area's Community Employment Development Officer has been Hugh McShane.
I think because of the level of unemployment and deterioration in the area, people have addressed themselves to certain questions like, what are we going to do about it? How can we best help ourselves? People down here are aware of the fact that there's never going to be a return to full employment. So people are now starting to think in terms in this area of structuring their own time and taking it upon themselves to enhance the quality of their own lives. And this is where I try and come in and help them with these projects and initiatives.
Some residents saw the need for their own community vehicle. So, with the County Council grant and the help of the Community Programme Agency, MSC, the Clarences Community Transport Scheme came into being.
As most of the groups who use it are quite pleased with the service and that. and they find it a lot cheaper than regular bus fare, so that it's more reliable. You know, they can go whatever time they want, get picked up whatever time they want. There's no messing about waiting for buses in the rain or whatever.
How do you see the scheme progressing in the future?
Really well. Like I say, it caters for everybody's needs. If they have to go, say, example, take maybe say 10 kids to Seaton or whatever. For example, if it's a red hot day, the school usually come over and just say, you know, is it all right to go up to Seaton and that? We take them up and sort everything out. And if there's no work on, we stay up there and give the teachers a hand with the kids, and then bring them back. And then the teachers pay us the mileage money, and then like we hand it over to one of the transport management committee. It seems to be going well, you know what I mean. Most people use it, and they're all pleased with the way it's going, all the groups.
One of the most ambitious projects in the Clarences has been the Royal development. This involves turning a former public house into a skills and resource centre. The residents have received money from the Department of the Environment for this work. A local architect has been advising on the refurbishment of the building.
You'd like to take that wall out there?
Just this bit of wall here, there, that I've marked off there.
That between the existing opening and that back wall? Was it your intention, therefore, to keep this out here?
Yes. But it's just going to be like it is. Maybe it's like a shop as it is. But this, we'll have the cooking done in here. This part here.
And what about this bar here? You're going to keep this bar as well, then?
Yes.
Well, what about when... So, are you changing the entrance to the place? Will people come into the building through the front door and via that little room there?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, the unemployed group were formed themselves, and I kept the work here and helped them to sort of expand upon the ideas that they have, and to give them help with grants and funding applications.
There was nothing here for the unemployed to do, and nothing. There's only one small community centre here.
And we had to show that. And we had to show that on a form. You know, like we used, like Derek said, we used the unemployment statistics and the lack of amenities for the unemployed and anybody else in the area, as unwaged as well as unemployed. And we worked out with the unemployed group what it was we would use the building for, and that's how we worked out how much money we'd want.
We were getting shoved about all over. So we decided to have somewhere where we can be, where we want to be, and we can please ourselves what we do.
People from the Clarences will help to refurbish the building and run the centre when it is opened. People from the community are starting to take control of their own area and its future. There are even plans for an urban farm on land behind Port Clarence.
It's supposed to be going to be sited somewhere around this area, but we haven't had the planning permission off the ICI yet. We don't know exactly where the land's going to be, but this is the main part where we've tried to get it.
So what used to be here then?
This used to be, you know, the old riverbed, but like back up that area, they rerouted the river, so like they could get more ships and what have you up there, because that was where the jobs were and that. And all this used to be old riverbed.
It should be good land for growing vegetables and that, would it be an old riverbed?
Yeah, it is good. Well, there's all the gardens down here, you know what I mean, they're always thriving, they've always got loads of vegetables on the go now.
Yeah, it's nice because it's overlooked by the school and that as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And all the houses along here.
Well, when we first went...
The Clarences has a housing action group which liaises with the council on housing problems and on the improvement schemes.
We were told that there was a short list of 6 developers, and one of them was a housing association.
Yeah.
Now, if a housing association takes over, I would imagine that there certainly would be for rent.
The only problem with that is, you see, the money that the council have got in to develop the area is only given over in the understanding that those houses are sold off. They've got to get so much in to cover that cost.
Yeah, that's what we were told.
I think if
we're relying on the money of the sale of them 3 terraces.
Yeah,
well, no, because they've got a grant of, I understand, in the region of £3.5 million from the
government.
From
but wasn't that one
central
of the
government?
stipulations?
But the way I understand it, and again I've got to say that at my level in the housing department I don't get to know everything, that the majority of them will be for rent. Whether the rents will be higher than what the council rents will be, it's up to the landlords. I don't know.
Well, like the original stipulation of the DOE was that 100 houses were parted to a private developer, which was dropped to 74 because the council realised they would not have enough 3- and 4-bedroom houses.
That's the exact number, 74 houses.
Can I suggest the Housing Action Group write to Mrs Pragnell and Anne McCoy and ask them if they've got any information on it.
They haven't. I asked Gladys yesterday.
Is she pregnant, hasn't?
She hasn't. She told us she
And
knows
Anne
no more
McCoy
than anybody
hasn't.
else. And Anne McCoy we can't get in touch with because at the
You
moment
see, the ladies you're talking about, councillors Pagnell and McCoy, they're the ones that can get the information without
And they're
anybody.
the ones who are
elected
up there
members.
sitting on the
Well, I asked Gladys,
Exactly,
yes,
that's it,
you
yeah.
can write, but I asked Gladys
Yeah.
yesterday, and she knows as much as we do.
Yeah.
And that's what she told me yesterday, because I had to wait. I waited for her yesterday, because I had.
No, she was in
talked
our
to
house
her.
having a cup of tea.
And I was waiting for her yesterday, and I did ask her about the houses, and she said nothing at the
I
moment.
just, I mean, the area the Clarence's is in,
Yeah.
it's a difficult area, I would imagine, for house resale anyway, even after the improvement scheme. But it is going to change the area drastically if you start, you know, selling off houses.
Well, what we would hope is that when the whole of Port Clarence is modernised, that every modernised house has a tenant, but we feel sure we're going to have a number of houses where we can't attract tenants to live in. Because as you know, how many families have moved out of Port Clarence, Madam Chairman?
Yeah, and
80, 90? Will they come back?
There's a lot wants to come back.
There's a lot wants to come
Well,
back.
because it's, you're all nice people, sure, of course they want to come back, I know quite a few. But I think there'll still be a shortfall. I think we'll still have, I'm not so much bothered about the partnership scheme, I'm thinking more about the actual council houses down this end. The people that this committee represents. So if you know friends and relatives who live outside of the area or want to come to Port
Yes, they
Clarence,
do want to come back.
There's a lot.
let me know and we'll accept them.
When did the committee start off then? I'll kick off then, Rich.
About 2 years, isn't it?
Oh, no, longer than that.
3 years ago.
Hilda and I and Madge started it, didn't we? Going round with the
petition.
On the tip.
A petition.
Oh, that's
3 years ago.
Why did you decide to form the committee? Was it a
It was because there were
There was a lot
to do
of
a dump
complaints.
over across the Bendy. That was the start, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
The dumping of
And then
the
there was a lot of
nuclear
complaints
waste over
about
there.
nuclear, yeah.
Of the waste over there, we didn't want it. It was too near the houses, and that's when
Tip.
it first started, the tip.
And there was a lot of complaints.
And there was a lot
from
of complaints from the
residents
tenants
about repairs and that.
Mr. Stevenson
What are
is
you
our
for,
manager
sir?
for this estate,
Estate
aren't you?
manager.
He's our estate manager.
Well, I'm employed by Stockton Borough Council in the housing department, and I'm the manager of what we call the mobile. I cover the outlying areas of Stockton Borough Council, and Port Clarence is one of them. It's what we call a priority area. In fact, very shortly there's a priority estates officer being appointed now. I mean, a senior officer above my grading. The place is getting special attention. I would like to pay tribute to this committee. I've only been the manager of the mobile for 6 months, and I like coming to these meetings. They're a very active group.
You took a lot of stick.
Yes.
But basically, they're looking after the interests of all the council tenants at Port Clarence, and they're doing a good job. And as Mrs. Green says, they give me hell. But that's what I'm here for.
But he can also give it back.
I was pleasantly surprised because I knew Port Clarence was here. I had dealings with Port Clarence in another capacity.
Yes.
But once you get to know these people, they're all great. We're all alike. And
Do you find the council sympathetic to...
The council have been quite good, actually. They have been very helpful to us. We've had our ups and downs with them. We have fought with them. They've fought with us. But in general, everything is all right with the council, isn't it, girls?
Yes.
Ladies. They have done. They're doing a good job. We have got good communication with them.
Good relationship.
We've got a good relationship with them. They've been quite good, really. But as I say, everyone's got their ups and downs, and we have that in the meetings. But it all works out right in the end.
I mean, the secretary...
People from the community are taking a constructive and active interest in their area. By working together, people in the Clarences will be able to shape their own future.
I sit and smoke, quietly pensive by the river, the nature.